Clove interactions. Now, luckily, she's actually very basic. Smokes are just going to act like smokes, nothing to interact with. Her Q is just going to harm the enemies, decay them, nothing to interact with. However, her heal has a couple questions, and of course, her ultimate is the biggest one. For example, if you suppress Clove and then she dies, can she still ult? Yes. If you try to suppress her after, it doesn't cancel the ult because she is invulnerable, right? There's a lot of these little small things that you can only find out after testing. Again, same idea. You throw down the suppression and it simply will suppress her, but if she died after, the suppression is gone and she can then come back to life. Because she's dead, everything basically gets reset, and that's the best way to think about it. She can also dismiss through everything you would expect Reyna to. So that would be a deadlock wall, cypher trips, chamber trips. It doesn't matter. It literally does not matter. It could be killjoy alarm bots. She can get through it. Even to the point where, let's say she dies after Cypher's cages are up. When I went and tried to do it, I went ahead and got quiet there because you can't. You cannot hear anything. She just goes through it. She's basically non-existent. She is legitimately a ghost. With that being said, there are some weird interactions. So try to pay attention here. Let's say you get pinged. Because you die, the ping is gone, meaning I don't get pinged as I'm revived. If you try to shoot her with another ping after she's a ghost, let's say you haven't shot her yet, you try to shoot her with a ping, it won't stick to her because it's going to go through her, which makes it seem like she can't get revealed while being in ghost mode. But you'll see later in this video, that's not quite the case. So stuff interact differently depending on what agent. That includes blinds, which you'll see because that one kind of freaked me out. Anyways, from there, same idea. When the damage comes through, it's just going to go straight through her. She will take 0 damage. So she can definitely be aggressive. But as you can tell, when you come back to life, the bar is very, very, very short. Like, it's actually remarkably short to the point where, let's say you end up getting killed. This is why I wait for it here, right? Let the timer go down. You end up getting killed, and then you revive yourself. If the Brim goes ahead and times it, even if it's a little bit off, you're going to still take some chip damage. That's the thing. So if the Brim knows where you are and hears the revive, they can probably get rid of you just by counter-altering immediately. It's going to be hard, and I don't know if it's actually going to be a good use, but again, same idea. This could be Sage Orb slow or Fire slow. You come back to life above something, you're able to move. Also, if a spike kills you, this is infinite abilities. I just tried to revive a million times. It doesn't matter. It bugs out. Like, you will insta-die if you try to revive after the spike explodes, so don't try to save a gun. It's useless. Also, if a Sage Wall comes up between you and your heal, it doesn't matter. Even if complete line of sight is blocked, you'll immediately overheal, which is insane. It's literally like what Reyna needed to be a really strong agent. Literally better than Reyna. I don't care what anyone says. This one is what surprised me. As you can see, revealed. As you'd expect. Boop, boop, I got revealed. Now, if I die and revive, I actually still get revealed. I will get revealed while in ghost mode. So if you throw a Sova dart, you can still understand where Clove is headed because she is fully revealed. It's not what I expected, but yep, 1-to-1, fully revealed. And here are a couple things to do with damage, and you can kind of expect what's going to happen.
Last player standing.
Like I never left. My ult is ready.
Nowhere to run!
Last player standing.
Like I never left.
Something I realize is with decay. So for example, if you go ahead and ult and you're kind of hovering between the decay and not the decay, like, you're kind of decayed. Like, the decay goes on but immediately resets. So let's try it again with the ultimate, right? Like, if you go through a Viper wall, the decay hits you but then resets. If you're inside of the Viper ult and you go ahead and ult, you get a standard decay that slowly goes up, and then once it's out, it goes back down. So it's a little bit, I don't want to say buggy with Viper ult, because it's not necessarily buggy. It's working as you'd expect. When you're invulnerable, your health is going up. When you're, not invulnerable, your health starts going back down. When it comes to raise, the Boombot will follow you but not do damage. But because of how short it is, you can see here it did chip damage, right? Let's try it again. If I throw the Boombot immediately, it won't take damage. So it depends on which half and if you're mid-animation or not. But either way, the Boombot will at the very least track you. So if it does lock onto you as you're running away, you're most likely going to take chip damage because as you're running away, you're increasing the distance as the bar is going down, meaning the Boombot is going to damage you. You can't displace her at all. So when you're invulnerable, as you can see here, no matter how much I try to displace Clove, she doesn't get displaced whatsoever. Not even close.
Last player standing. Spike down. Attacker spawn.
Now, this one actually surprised me because what happens here is Clove can actually dodge the blind when it comes to omens. Now again, if it's mid-animation when you're coming out of it, it's still going to hit you, but if it's thrown at the correct time, it'll go straight through you like nothing happened.
My ult is ready.
Last player standing.
Back like I never left. My
Last player standing.
back like I
This is simply not the case when it comes to any other flash that is similar, like Yoru or Sky. That flash is gonna go ahead and flash you no matter what point in the animation you're in. Both invisible, let's say Yoru's invisible and you're a ghost, you will bump into each other. No one will go through the other. So yeah, you'll just fully both be objects in that case. So it's interesting. Some stuff you're just like a ghost going through. In other cases, it's not. Also, if you die and come back to life and there is a stim beacon, you can go ahead and use it to close the gap. Meaning you can like come to life, you can get stim beacon and attack the enemy or get the heck out of there if you've already secured an assist, which is just something to note of. So it means any allied things will work. As expected. Now there are a couple other things which are, you know, they're a little bit interesting, but nothing absolutely massive. So you know, with Fade there's some weird ones. For example, the eye will not reveal, but you know, Sova's dart does reveal. The dog will chase, so the dog acts more like an omen blind. It'll chase depending on what point of the animation. If it's at the very end, goes ahead and blinds her. But if it is in the peak of when she's dismissing, then it'll just go through just like the omen blind, just as expected. When it comes to tethering them, if it's mid animation, it will not tether them. You'll just go straight through it. So like, I want to say you're like 95% invulnerable. There's just very few things that sort of clip you, but they won't kill you. You know what I mean? All ults are dodgeable. Like ISO won't be able to capture you if you jump over it. You know, Astra can't suck you. At first I thought she could, so I had to try it twice, but it was actually just a small animation bug. But you can just move away. You can't like get sucked. There's basically very little outplay, but it's needed because the revive portion is so small, right? It is extraordinarily short. Also, as the spike's about to go off here, if I throw down smokes, just so you know, it's very easy to create one-ways. They will hover over stuff. They're absolutely even easier than Omen, to be honest, because it's a top-down view. It's just so easy to create one-ways. Any one-ways that you've created, I'm pretty sure should cross-work unless her smokes are bigger, which they might be slightly bigger, but for the most part, they work. Decay has absolutely zero things to try, and her overall kit is simple. That's the truth. Her kit doesn't have too many interactions because of how simple it is. Now, what we tried before is I died to Spike and then ult. In this case, I want to try something else. I die by a player and then I ult. So I went ahead and tried that, and at first it looked like I was gonna survive, but then you just die immediately after. At first I thought maybe I tricked it, but nope, I didn't trick shit. I just died immediately after. Also, if you try to heal while decayed yourself, it will launch your health up to 70. It'll heal you 70 before stopping, and the decay starts ticking back down. One last thing to note, the footage crashed, but if you are spectating someone and that someone gets detained or that someone gets suppressed, you can still smoke, just so you know. If you're spectating someone and they get suppressed, it doesn't count as... Dead Clove cannot get suppressed. Dead Clove is invincible as well. But let me know what you think down below. Okay, bye.